Hey everybody, Jordan here, Oscala Trading. How are y'all doing today? I'm currently in a trade that is not doing so well, but we'll see how it plays out. I'm in a long, looks like we're in a bull pennant, so I'm gonna hold it until we break significantly in one way or another. So I did have a bad entry though. I thought we were going to break through here because we broke through the VWAP and we just got rejected off the trend line. So it's all good. We'll see. I was up quite a bit on the account, so I'm not really too worried about it. Just kind of not going to let myself go below the 51 on this play. And then if any of you have any questions, please ask and I will go through them as I'm doing this as well. And this is a good example of like sometimes you shouldn't really enter off of VWAP, just break on the 1 minute. You need to be doing a larger time frame, probably like this. So I wouldn't have entered, you know, or even here, right? So, and this is the 15-minute time frame. So realistically, we should shoot up soon. If we're going to, we should do it soon. So that's kind of why I'm trusting it and holding on to it a little bit. It's because this does look like a very easy to catch bull flag. So normally I would not hold on to a loser this long in futures, but this this just looks too good. And like I said, if you look, we should pop out of here soon. Either way, you know, we're gonna do one or the other, and once we do one or the other, I'm gonna just get out. For now, I'm watching this and just kind of waiting and seeing if y'all have any questions. And you know, if I do have to sell it for a loss, I have to sell it for a loss. It's no problem, right? Shit happens. Can't catch them all. And that's why I try and warn you that futures are very volatile and to not do them until you've mastered options, because if you haven't mastered options, you won't be able to cut a loser. You'll just keep wishing that it'll turn around. And I have my areas where I want to cut, and I'll cut there. So does anyone have any questions while I'm kind of just waiting for this trade to play out one way or the other? Well, what did worry me, I will admit, that we might go down instead of up is the fact that the shorter time frame was displaying a head and shoulders. So that was one thing that was worrying me, but I feel like the overall bull pennant will be stronger than this. So, and I feel like maybe this right here was the move from the head and shoulders forming. So we'll see. So I had a couple times, MoMA, where I actually got stopped out. Like, let's say I had my sell order here and I got in like maybe here, I would get stopped out here and then watch it go here. And when I say stopped out, I mean like I had to reset the account. And so it was really, really pissing me off. And So now I've just kind of realized that the reason they do that is to help you instill more consistency and more discipline. And so now I'm being more disciplined with my losses as well, because you can be disciplined with your wins and not disciplined with your losses. And realistically, you know, it's helping me get better entries on certain things. So I did mess up. It was really annoying because I was at the 3,000 mark, and I went down. I was actually like 56,000. I was at 56,000, and then I went down 1,000, and it kicked me out, even though I was still up 5,000 total. So I had to restart, and that's kind of where I'm at now, is at this 51,000 area. Just kind of waiting to see what happens here. I think this is like 1 day under the belt, so I got like right here in 1 day. It was like 51.3. And sorry if you can hear my son in the background. He's getting cranky. But yeah, so to be honest, that's what happened. I got reset on my futures account because of basically one bad trade that didn't go my way for 1 second, and then did go my way. And it is what it is. Like, you can't really necessarily guess that like a candle like this is going to happen in 10 seconds, right? That's basically what happened to me. Candle like this, and then a candle like this. It was not really much I could do. Yeah, that's basically where I'm at. I'm just trying to get back on it and get this one back to the 3,000. And as of right now, I'm doing all right, but this one trade is just not going my way. I think this is my first losing trade so far, and if it breaks out of my range, I'll just cut it and build up on another couple trades back up. It's not a problem at all, because literally in one trade I could make $300 or $400, you know. So it's not really a big deal. And I really do think that this is going to break out of this pennant and hit my mark. So, and I'm actually going to place this like there. And I've been really tempted to buy another one on this line, but I'm scared that if I buy another one here, that's going to be when it fucking decides to break down. So I'm just kind of letting it go. Yeah, so basically, right, futures are like the indexes. So think of like a stock like QQQ or SPY as like a book, and futures as the category that book resides in. Okay, so this is NASDAQ, right? NASDAQ futures. So that means that QQQ is based off of NASDAQ. It's a stock that is within the NASDAQ, right? So this is basically all of tech futures. This is all of tech, basically the market of tech, if you will. There's one for corn, right? SPY has SPX. There's a few others, but there's one for oil, right? I'm trying to think of another one that there is. I know there's one for corn. I think there's one for gold, right? And so the minis are basically going to be not particularly. So this one is you can do a smaller version, which is it costs less money to play. So for example, I think we're about to do what I've been waiting for. Basically, this one costs like, if you were to do it on a non-funded account, right, and you were trying to long it one contract at a time, it's going to cost you like $1,500 per contract. While like basically you get a $10,000 margin or so. So if you lose $10,000 on that one contract, you're liable for that $10,000, and they'll cut you out, right? With the minis, it's less money risk. So like, you know, while this is going $5 every tick, the mini will do like 25 cents or $1 instead. We put that back down there. $40. I don't know, man. I won't put it there. I feel like I'm about to hit it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See what Good Vibes Trading is talking about in there right now. Those are all ones to look at. Yes, so news will affect futures. A lot of times what you can do is you can actually see news affecting futures before the news actually like comes out. So you'll be like, damn, why is this happening? And then the news will come out and you'll be like, that's why that was happening. You know? So damn, I should have, fuck. I don't know if I should let it go. Yeah, bro, I'm about to just cut it there. But yes, we do care about news. Sometimes you'll see it affect it beforehand, and sometimes you'll see it affect it heavily after. So like when CPI data comes out, right? That'll affect this a lot. That was one of the last big moves that we had, was when CPI data came out. Come on, baby. Pop up for daddy. Don't you disrespect me right now. You know what? I'll do that. Come on. Give me $20, bro. So the SSL, okay, so first let me answer, I guess, this one. Goddamn. It's hard because I'm fucking reading and doing this at the same time, sorry. So you signed up for NinjaTrader. What exactly would you be purchasing if you tried it? I don't know what NinjaTrader is. Is it another, basically a funded futures account thing? If it is, basically what you're doing is you're basically how do I put this? You're playing futures for them. So they get X amount of money, right? And they get X amount of money, and they actually get the benefit of the 60-40 plan. Okay, yeah, so futures paper trading. So if you're paper trading, right, you're doing exactly what I was just doing. So you're longing or shorting the entire futures index, okay? And each one is considered like an options contract, right? It's the same thing, but it's on steroids. It's options contract, bigger brother. They cost way more. They move way more based off of like they move off of 25-cent increments. So if this moves 25 cents, your contract will move accordingly by the 25 cents. And what I'm guessing is it's going to be just like what I'm doing, where, and I got out right at the top, where basically they make you paper trade first. They make you hit some targets. Once you hit the targets and they think you're a good trader, they'll then give you a funded account, a fully funded account. Now, some of my videos I use the SSL hybrid. Yes. It's more like I don't use all of these. I basically use the center part. But if you look at it, it kind of just helps you not get shaken out by certain. It's another basically kind of like VWAP indicator. You're not necessarily using it for when it crosses, but more so for the overall color and like move, like I don't know what to call it, the parabolic, the curve of it and all that stuff. It helps you see how strong of a move is coming, and should you get shaken out by the play or not yet. The color helps you. It's like a moving average almost, right? Like you're just kind of using it as a overall indicator to not help you get stopped out. It's better for like longer time frames. So let me see. Like the 7 minute, 15 minute. You see how it's not necessarily like this. You wouldn't necessarily get out on because there's 3 indicators that tell you not to get out. It's the 200-day EMA bounce, the VWAP bounce, and the fact that this is super weak, and the overall move is showing you it's going up. This overall shows you that we're down. This you might get in on because you see it's actually a stronger move up. You get what I'm saying? It's one of those types of indicators. I do not believe that futures contracts have like the decay factors the same. But when you're doing a funded account, you can't like. Let me just be 100. You're gonna be in and out in probably minutes at the most. You're not holding that shit for very long. Like I'm usually in and out almost on the same candle. If I could show you all these other ones that should be on here, you'll see like literally 300 fucking up and down ticks, and they're like almost all on the same candles. So this is like a shorter, like way less time than I normally do. Like this is usually more like it, and even usually it's shorter than that. So you're not going to be necessarily worried about theta, because if you're holding it for that long, you probably got stopped out from a consolidation already. They probably already kicked you out. Because this, like, let's say you got in here for a call. Well, this consolidation down, you're out. That's over $1,000 loss. But then I would have gotten out here and I would have made $500. They don't give a shit. They're basically, the whole goal is to teach you to have a good entry, a good setup, get in at the most opportune time that your setup gives you, and make quick money consistently and get out. So, yeah, I didn't think there was theta on futures, but I haven't even been in long enough to like even worry about theta on anything. They're so fast. You need to play it on like a 1 minute time frame or less. They're kind of ridiculous. If you're not understanding or not into like options, and you're not consistently making money with options, I would not touch futures yet. I would do like paper trading, and if you want to paper trade, all you have to do is go to here, right? I would log out of here, and then I would go to TradingView paper trading, and then you can do paper trading. Go on here and you can long and short it with no like start with a $50,000 account, right? And just practice. And if you can grow that $50,000 to like 75, then you know that you've got it figured out. And you have to I would do it like consistently and have a log and all that good stuff. But if you're not like consistently practicing with it, don't just jump into it. It's not something that you're just going to be like, oh, I think I kind of get it because Jordan's live streams have been showing me a little bit, and I think I can get it based off of what I'm seeing on there. I promise you, you're not. You're going to lose all your money. There's a reason why even I, who have money, am doing a funded futures account. I want to learn with someone else's money first, because it's that volatile. I could lose $50,000 in a day if I didn't know what I was doing, and you could too. So take that into account. All right. And there's a reason why I'm showing y'all this, because y'all saw I was down like $300 and then I sold for $30. That's ridiculous. And this is my account summary for the day. Like, I literally am still down $50 because of that shit. So that was a bad play. But like, see, now I'm waiting to see, do we break out here? Because if we break back up, then we're probably going to continue up. Like, futures are more momentum than than a pure setup, if that makes sense. Like, you're playing a momentum move more than anything, in my opinion. I don't, Logan, you can speak your 2 cents on that, but I feel like it's more momentum plays. Like, you're catching a hard move and you're just getting in and then exiting. I do not use hotkeys. MoMA, I'm not using hotkeys. And one thing I need to utilize more is the short and long positions. So like, if I was to get in a long position here, making sure like my stop loss is something like maybe the previous candle, and then putting it to 2 and then exiting. Like, I need to utilize these more. Logan used these a lot, but I do not use them as much as I should. I feel like we're gonna, but I don't want to bet on it. What's crazy is I was gonna put my original stop order was at 60, and this shit went up to 65. I should have just kept it, bro. Could have been like $200. I'd have been risking that 300 to make 200. See, I feel like I can do this. I don't know how to do this. Yeah, I'll do it like at 58. I'll do it like right here. Wish me luck. Let me see, maybe right there. It's just annoying because it said I sold for profit and then it's still saying I'm down. That's what's weird. I didn't get that. Why my profit loss thing said that I was still down, even though that literally sold for profit. It was weird. I don't know. Go. Oh shit. Alright. Let's see, maybe I misdrew. Let's see. I'll risk like $100, something like that. Oh, let me read what you just said. You said when you close for market, but I didn't say what? Hold on. Do I have it on market? No, I have it on limit, bro. So it should have, like, it was on my order. It hit my order and then sold. That's what's weird. But I do have it on limit. But I've noticed that happens sometimes. It's not every time. It's just every once every maybe like 10 trades or so. It'll sell it for like whatever it said it was in profit. It'll sell that for that loss. So that was just weird. It trips me out every time it does it. But I do have it on limit because because I made sure to do that because I did not want it to do that to me because it was on market either. I think this is gonna be a little tweezer bottom. Ooh, probably should have drawn it from there in the first place anyway, which means I should draw this from there. Does anyone have any other questions? Just waiting on this to do something. Probably wait. If I'm gonna exit, it'll be like right in here. If it's a loss. But y'all did see it sell for a dub. That was weird. Does TradingView have brackets for stop loss and take profit? Yeah, so when you first make the order, it'll like pop up and you can put in a stop loss and a profit take. I just kind of like tend to manually do it myself just because sometimes I'll notice like, okay, it looks like it's going to turn around here or whatever. And then I'll go ahead and hold on to it longer than I normally would if I was like a robot, which sometimes is good and sometimes is bad. Like the last one was good because, well, it would have been if it had actually sold for what it said it did. I would have made like 30 or 40 bucks instead of losing 30 or 40 bucks, right? And this one maybe not so good because normally I would have probably cut it like at the end of this candle or something like that. And it looks like I might lose some little chunk. But again, not too worried about it as long as I'm staying above that 51,000 for now. I gave myself a cushion so that I could make some plays while live trading with y'all. So in case I did have some losers. And don't be afraid to ask me questions that have nothing to do with futures, by the way. Just because I'm trading this futures right now doesn't mean that I can't, like, as soon as this trade's over, like, pop in and do something else for you, or even answer the question and just kind of, like, not necessarily pop in there, but answer the question for you and then go through it in a minute. But yes, TradingView does have like take profit and stop loss brackets once the order sets. You just got to do it before you press like the X out, or it won't let you like modify anything. So but like, see, I could do this, turn it on, put it on there, etc. So before you press accept, oh shit. Before you press accept, you got to do it that way. Any other questions? While we wait for me to apparently lose this money, since this is going to bounce off of VWAP. Hopefully it bounces off of VWAP and goes up in my favor. But I want to answer y'all's questions too. I don't want y'all to just watch me live trade, right? Ask your questions. I'm gonna try and trust this flag though. I hope it, just like this did. be the breaking point. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, baby. Come to daddy. I'll even make it a smaller profit target. Let's go. By a whole dollar. Y'all gonna put some respect on my name. Let's go. Don't fucking play with me. I'll make that little $30 back. Stop fucking playing with me. Let's go. No questions, anyone? Questions? Ask away. I will take it down a whole dollar. Let's go. See the P&L now, bitch. $20. That's what I'm talking about. And sold it at the top of that candle for now, anyway. There we go. So 51.4. All right, does anyone have I had trouble getting into Twitch for the first 25 minutes. In now, of course, but is this your first trade or did you trade when it first went below VWAP? So this is futures, and to be 100% honest with you, with futures 1 minute time frame, trading based off of VWAP is fine, but they're very, very fast. And so I actually traded based off of this more so than the VWAP. I traded off of the pennant that I drew. But the VWAP obviously worked perfectly fine. I just didn't necessarily use it the same way as I normally do because of how fast futures are. But yeah, I did not take that first break. I actually took this rejection and then respected this trend line, and there you go. Got out there. And yeah, I think this was my first bad trade that I did, and then I got out, and then I did that, and then I got out there. Yeah, that's what happened. So this one was a good trade. This was a badder trade. I lost like $40 or $30, something like that. Then I got in this one and got out here, and this was the one that was supposed to like make me $30 or $40 that y'all saw on here. This was the trade that y'all saw here that should have made me some money and didn't. And then I got that. But like if, for example, if this was this, right? If I was trading QQQ, or we can even say, just pretend this isn't futures, right? This would absolutely work with a higher time frame. And to check it out, right? Let's look at what happened all last week. Because with futures, the way that you're going to trade is you're going to trade more so, you're going to keep it on the first one for the week. So like today, this one will go for all week long. So you just keep this one and let it do its thing. So obviously you see it respected it very well. And when we fully broke above with candles, like they weren't very strong because of the fact that of this double pressure that we were having. And then we finally did break up. So it still works on the larger time frames. Just understand that like if you make a fuck up on futures with one of these, like, so say this stop hunt right here, right? Like, say you mess this one up, this is like $7,000 loss or win. So say you got out here, right? And then you got in your puts, and then you wrote that down. You would have made up your loss and then plus a couple $1,000s. But that's just how volatile futures are. So when it comes to futures, the strategies that you're going to want to implement are going to be more so trends, like candle patterns and trends and whatnot. It's going to be less using the VWAP and the 200-day EMA, more using like Fibonacci sequence. So, like now this is the most recent high and low. So, actually that's the most recent high and low. So like this, realistically, if I was looking for puts and this is what the stock is supposed to be doing, we should start falling every time we hit this. And so far we've hit the golden zone and dropped, but we've also popped off of this line too. So using your fibs are very good with futures, because as you can see, that it respects these lines very well. So and then inversely, right, if I was drawing it for calls, I would draw it like this. I would draw it from bottom, oh shit, wrong thing. I would draw it from bottom up. And as you can see, it's actually respected this pretty well too. We entered this zone and blew up, blown up. So I'm actually gonna assume that the calls is probably what we should keep it on. So. But you can always do this. You can always go here and then reverse it if you need to, so that you can see like which one is it respecting more. How about the strat? Oh, I play inside candles all the time, so I don't necessarily call it the strat or whatever, but absolutely. So on the 1 minute, it's a little bit harder, but as you can see, right, like this last candle was a very good example. I will play inside candles all the time. So normally if I hadn't been talking, I probably would have pointed this out. I would have been like, ooh, look, an inside candle. The immediate break on this, I would have got a call, and then I would have exited it at this line. So it would have just been quick, boom, boom. So even on the 1 minute, it works very well. With futures, it's just very short-lived. It's very, very, very fast. And we can look for some more too, just to give some more examples for everybody. So this looks like a pretty decent one, right? So once we finally break below it, this inside candle, we have a bunch of them back to back. And Logan likes to do it to where it's actually the inside candle like that. And then once you break below, so that would have been a better entry. But for me, personally, I do the actual, like, I guess you can call it the outside candle, the one that makes the inside candle an inside candle. Because for me, once it breaks down or above that zone, it's usually like super confirmed. Sometimes though, when you do it with the inside candle, it tends to, for me at least, sometimes, not all the time, it's still accurate enough where I would still bet money on it, will turn around sometimes. That's all. So you can do it both ways, but personally I like the actual like candle that makes the inside candle an inside candle. So I will use the bigger candle, not the inside candle. And then so like here's another one. As soon as we broke out of it, big move. So, and like we'll probably get one on this candle unless we continue to break down. And this might be a good one to try it on. But I love it, and especially if like you're playing like QQQ, and like I'll use the 65-minute chart and look for an inside candle. And like, so this was good. This was after hours though, so like I would look for one during. Let's look for one during. Like this right here. This is a good one. It breaks above, and that's still a whole $1.50 move up before it breaks down below. And this is actually a fake out, and that was still the real move. So, yeah, I'll use also, like, the one that I really like is the 1 day, like the entire day. This is the one to do it for like an actual like stock move. It's the one I like the most. So I actually have a previous drawn inside candle right here, and the moment it broke, this thing went over $10, $12 up. So, and then if you look, we have another inside candle here, and we just broke above it, so I'm gonna guess that we're gonna go up to at least somewhere in here potentially, unless, so this is a good chance to test this range as well. So what I'll do is I'll change this color to orange so that I know this is my test zone. And if we break out of here, then we're probably going to continue up, at least to the 200-day EMA, or this channel, this bigger channel that I have drawn. So something to screenshot potentially if you're into that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this fib for calls is pretty solid, because it even trumped the inside candle break. At least for now, it did. Because they immediately went into that gold zone and said nope. Even that would have been, I mean, that's like $100. It's like $50, $60. Because usually the candles are like that. Yeah, it's like a $30, $40 break still move. So, does anyone else have any questions? Might get an inside candle here. Got 5 seconds on it. See what happens. Sorry about my son in the background. And see how we've kind of double topped in this area? So further showing that it's kind of respecting the fibs, and that we'll probably break out once we finally break through this area, just like how when we finally broke through here, where we started having resistance, we really broke out. So, as well as here. quick little call in here. Trying to see if this will, because that was a good little play, but sometimes they're just too fast. Tried a couple inside candle plays, but when it broke through, the spread was huge. How do you set your limit tight enough to make money? So you're probably doing market. If not, then you need to do literally where it's like wherever it's at. Just do it like. So if I'm doing a call, right? If I want to do a call or a long, and we're currently at 60.75, I'll do it a little below that and then kind of watch what it's doing. So like we were at 60.75, I would do it at like 58 and wait and see what happens, right? Yeah, actually I might even put one there. So like 58, I'll put it here. And then I'll watch, and then basically wherever the candle is, like if it's there and I think it might drop to here, I'll just move it. So something like that. But you're just kind of like putting the order. If it's a call, you're putting it below, and if it's a put, you're putting it above, and then just kind of moving it to wherever the candles are. That's how I'm doing it. Or you can just put it like $1 above or below, depending on which one you're doing. I would personally recommend like $1 or $2 above or below, and then waiting for it to like consolidate in that area real quick and give you a better entry. And then once it hits a couple dollars in the direction that you want, you can then just exit out of it for like your $50 to $100 win normally. And so like this is now. But yeah, so that's how you're gonna want to purchase and sell. By the way, so if you're gonna sell it, you're gonna want to do it like literally where it's at. Whenever you're looking at it, you're gonna put your limit exactly where you're seeing it. Like just exit, or like for me, right? Like I put it above, so I'm longing, so I'm gonna put a sell order where I want it to sell, which is 65. And my buy order was at 63.25, so that's $1.75 that I want to make. So what's it? 3 ticks, 6 ticks, 7 ticks that I'm trying to make. Does anyone have any other questions? And don't feel like a question is silly or anything like that. I want to answer any and all questions that you have. Come on, baby. scrolling to make sure I didn't miss anything either. Ask all your questions, ask all your questions. These things move very, very, very fast. So we're just kind of waiting to see what happens here. We'll be in this live stream for another 10 to 15 minutes, so please ask your questions, guys. Ask your questions. The cool thing is if I get this buy order, my average will move, and then I can set my sell order a little bit lower, like probably right on this line, and make a decent chunk. So I'm actually kind of hoping my buy order gets hit. But I hope it gets hit and then it pops. Not it gets hit and then continues down. Do that. Any questions? Any questions to the 3 people in here? Sorry about my son. I'm sure your ears are tired of him, just like mine are. No questions, y'all? Ooh, hit my buy order. So now my new average is here. So I can actually set it to like there. Change this to 2. And let's hope I can hit it. I actually set it to there. Let's hope I can get a pop. Looks like a tweezer bottom. Trying. And just looking, looks like the reason we broke, well, there's 2 things. Bounce off of that and a break down below, which is fine. Overall, let's see what this looks like on a better time frame to see an overall movement. I mean, it just looks like a consolidation, really. Alright, do any of you have any questions? I don't want to just hold you up. I know it's only a couple of y'all just watching, and I'm sure you're bored listening to me talk to myself. Unless you're trying to see if this last trade is profitable. Shit was literally above my line and still red. actually makes sense. So my silver's only like there. This would be at least $1. Go. Well, we'll see what happens. Whatever. Of course. Happy to answer y'all's questions. Don't forget, if you have any questions outside of this, you know, you can always email me and I can respond to those as well. And I'm gonna continue to do these live tradings on Sundays, as well as, you know, answer y'all's questions. Don't forget, if you have questions on VWAP and 200-day EMA outside of futures, I want to answer those for you and make sure that y'all are good. So write them down whenever you see the TikToks. If something doesn't make sense or whatever, I want to make sure it makes sense for you. And these are kind of more just to get you a little more in depth and interested or whatever into futures. If you are interested, it kind of shows you how they work and how fast they work and how fast you can make money or lose money, right? Based off of just, you know, the movements. So get you a little more familiar with everything. But I'm going to continue to do these for y'all, and I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3 people in here. There was only like max 8 people in here today, and I'm fine with it. I just want y'all to get the information and, you know, practice that you want to see in person. I want y'all to get it, whoever wants to see it. And I'm going to also be uploading this to YouTube every week as well. If you miss a little bit, don't worry, you can go to the YouTube channel, Hoskala Trading, and watch there. So without any other questions though, I will go ahead and log out now. I hope y'all have a wonderful Sunday and wonderful week. Get some good money, and let me know if you have any questions or if you have any content that you want me to make in particular to help you understand anything. So have a great weekend, guys, and a great week.